Stranger Things coming to an end is sad, but that doesn't mean the characters are possibly gone for good. Because if there's one thing that Stranger Things was really good at, it was developing characters across a wide range of types and personalities. And we still have 2 more seasons of content to experience what new characters that they might bring into the fold. But with the ending truly coming now, many are wondering how the universe will go on via some of these characters. And trust us when we say that many people have a lot of ideas about what might come from the Duffer brothers. New characters from seasons 4 and 5. A big reason why it's a bit hard to predict what might come is that seasons 4 and 5 haven't arrived yet. Both seasons are going to bring new main characters, side characters, heroes, villains, and everything in between. As a result, it could be that one of those characters resonates with the Stranger Things audience so much that the Duffer brothers decide to run with it. Never forget that characters like Steven, Robin, and more were not meant to be major players in the story, but between the actors and the fan reaction to them, they did more. So who knows who might resonate with fans next? And if they resonate, a story could be born from them. The Upside Down. Literally flipping the idea of Stranger Things on its head, we're dying to know more about the Upside Down and those who've come to call it their final resting place. If we have Lego sets about the Upside Down, why is Stranger Things so hesitant to take us there? Think if you cross the underwhelming R.I.P.D. with Beetlejuice's Afterlife. Barb, Billy, and Bob, the Duffers clearly have something against B names, navigate the Upside Down and teach newcomers how to survive this nightmarish underworld. It would be a twist on things, and given how we can't possibly predict how the Upside Down will be by the end of Season 5, anything is possible here. An anthology series? Some viewers rightly ask what everyone else is up to while Hopper and company are battling the Demogorgon. From Doris, the Hawkins Middle School secretary, to Mayor Klein's flirtatious wife Winnie, there's a whole town of random residents going about their daily basis. Hawkins hasn't earned the nickname Hell for no reason, and while our series regulars are off saving the day, we'd like to see how everyone else deals with the aftermath of the apocalypse. It could also be taken another way. The original premise of Stranger Things was actually to be an anthology series set over decades. So perhaps by the end of Season 5, a series of events is started that will require new heroes and locations across multiple venues and points in time, all tying back to Hawkins, Indiana eventually. And while that may be a long game of sorts, it's worked for other series, so hey, why not Stranger Things? The Hawkins Lab. If you're wanting a more straightforward answer to the spinoff question, here you go. A goldmine of potential that's ready to explore is what's going on behind the doors of the Hawkins Lab. Some of Lost's best episodes followed the steady Dharma initiative in the 70s, while Fringe made Nina Sharp and Massive Dynamic standout villains in their own right. There's a lot of history in the Hawkins National Lab, with MK Ultra experiments starting in 1953 and eventually leading to Eleven's birth. One of the Season 4 trailers teased at least some of the superpowered kids will be given a backstory thanks to the return of Matthew Modine's Dr. Martin Brenner. The other reason this is important is because it could help connect some more dots to the Upside Down and other things that the main show might not have time or ability to tell in a natural way. Tell the right kind of story, and it could work. Murray Bauman and Dr. Sam Owens. Comedy characters may be a dime a dozen in Stranger Things, but then there's Murray Bauman and Dr. Sam Owens. Even though we simply need to see more of Aliens' Paul Reiser as Owens, the frankly brilliant brainwave of putting him together with Brett Gelman's Bald Eagle at least has the potential of a web series. Picture the scene of Bauman and Owens, paranormal investigations, as the dynamic duo goes in search of paranormal goings-on. Given Stranger Things' mini Ghostbusters deep cuts, we expect at least some of the characters to form their own spook hunting agency before the credits roll. And if you really think about it, that could work if they nail the tone right. After all, people do watch shows like that, and if it was kind of a riff of what's happening now, but taking place in the 80s after the events of Stranger Things, that could further open up the universe even more. Trust us, weirder things have been put on TV and on Netflix. The 11 Show. Going all in on Millie Bobby Brown's star status, fans have been pitching a 90 or 2000 set sequel that follows Mike and Eleven's older years. Jumping forward to the star-crossed lover in their 30s has the most promise, but we'd have to let the stars age up a bit. This spinoff is arguably the easiest sell, with frequent rumors Brown could lead her own series. Last year, Deadline reported that Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos described Stranger Things as a franchise being born, with the site claiming the actor could lead her own extension. Considering we guessed Mike and Elle would have super-powered kids, there's a lot to be said for an Incredibles-inspired premise. Well, the boys has laser baby, and of course all of this depends on whether we get a happy ending or the Duffers make Elle sacrifice herself to save the day. That would also depend on Millie Bobby Brown and Mike Wolfhard's return to the series after dedicating a lot of their lives to it so far. Don't forget, the two are breakout stars and have been in various series outside of Stranger Things: It, Enola Holmes, Ghostbusters Afterlife, Godzilla, etc. So given that the main Stranger Things story is ending, they might want to take a break for a while. But if they do come back, that could be a long game kind of play that could make the franchise more popular than ever before, while giving the two a recharge and a break that they definitely deserve. The Russians. Similar to the premise of a Hawkins Lab spinoff that follows those experimental tots but take a trip to colder climes. While we've been following the Americans trying to grapple the forces of the Upside Down for their own means, it is clear the Russians also want in on the action. There could be a whole contingent of Russian counterparts to our Hawkins favorites, meaning Elle's Russian equivalent might be giving some Russian Dr. Brenner wannabe the runaround. Season 3 ended with the mysterious tease of the American at a Russian facility, and although the trailer suggests that it is Chief Hopper, it could be a massive fake-out. We're definitely going behind the Iron Curtain in Season 4, so what happens with a spinoff will depend on what's revealed here. Dustin and Steve. Much like E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Hart has always been at the center of Stranger Things. Two of those with the biggest are Gaten Matarazzo's Dustin and Joe Keery's Steve. This lovable pairing seems primed for its own spinoff, and it's actually not outside the realms of possibility. Matarazzo told Entertainment Tonight he'd love a spinoff, but only on the condition it wasn't your standard series. The young actor explained how he'd want a wacky miniseries in the vein of WandaVision, or perhaps the pair popping up on YouTube for weekly hijinks. It's fair that a spinoff would want to do something different, and with this duo, anything is possible. Callie. The second season featured the polarizing episode called The Lost Sister, which saw 11 cross paths with 8 in Chicago. Sometimes a gamble doesn't quite work. Although the episode felt like a backdoor spinoff, the Duffers told Cinema Blend this wasn't the case, with Matt Duffer simply saying it was more about expanding the universe and the world a little bit. We assume Callie's lukewarm reception didn't help, and although Linnea Berthelsen told NME she doubted there would be a spinoff, now is the time to revisit her. Although Callie's Season 3 absence was another bad sign, the Into the Fire comic book miniseries gave us more than enough meat for a redemptive spin-off for Callie's gang of murderous misfits. Sometimes characters need a second swing to make it work, and this could be that avenue. So what do you think? What do you think of these spin-off ideas and the characters that would star in them? Do you think that some of them hold a certain potential, or do the Duffer brothers need to go in a different direction entirely to make this work? What spin-off idea do you have in mind for Stranger Things? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on the channel.